All right, here we go. Today we have Melanie Martin, who had a child with pop star Aaron Carter before he tragically passed away in 2022. There's been a lot of rumors and conspiracy theories about Aaron's passing and their relationship, and Melanie's here today to tell her truth. Melanie actually did an interview with Aaron during his last interview with us. So Melanie, welcome back to Vlad TV.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
It's nice to see you again.
Yeah, I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Well, I want to get into your story a little bit. So you were born in Bulgaria.
I was, yes.
Okay, and how'd you get into the U.S.?
My mother met my stepfather, and they married quite shortly after dating and getting engaged at Disneyland. And then my mom brought me here after they got married. And I was living with my grandmother for a little bit in Bulgaria.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and you grew up out here in L.A.?
No, actually, I grew up in Orange County.
Okay.
And I'm currently living in Orange County.
Got it. So in 2019, you were working as a bartender.
Yes.
So how did you end up meeting Aaron?
So it was just a simple message from Instagram. We both were speaking, it was only like a one-day message kind of thing, and we both commented on each other's dogs. And that was like the way we started speaking, is talking about our dogs.
Right, you sent him a DM that said, "Hi, honey, your dog is so cute.
It was,
I love that kind of dog. Is that a pug?"
Basically, yes.
Then he said, "Hey, babe, come cuddle with me in Nala." That's the pug's name?
Yes, yeah.
So he invited you over?
He did, yes.
Okay, and he lived in Lancaster?
Yeah.
And you were in Orange County, which is pretty far.
Yeah, it is. It's a 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
Usually without traffic, it's 2 hours.
Okay.
115 miles.
Yeah, because Lancaster's way out.
Yeah.
Way out. Okay, so you went to go meet with him, and then what happened?
Our love story started.
Mm-hmm.
So I know the first day that I got there, I was filmed immediately when I got there. I didn't know. I didn't do my research on him. I just, his Instagram looked pretty, he didn't have very many photos on there. And I didn't know he was a live streamer. I just didn't really search these. I just came over to his house pretty shortly after speaking with him. So I remember when I got there, he filmed me right away. And he was like, "This is, Melanie." And he was filming me on his live stream. And then he did take it off pretty shortly after me getting inside his home, his Lancaster home. It was during the winter, so it was pretty cold. I brought my dog. He told me to bring, my puppy. And then he said, bring a bag in case you want to stay longer. And then I did. And basically he turned it off, and then he spent time with me pretty shortly after he filmed me. So, we got to know each other. He took me to IHOP and the next day, and sushi the following day. And then I had to go to work. So I remember I had to work maybe 2 days after I met him. And then, I didn't know what was going to happen next, But we were speaking after my shift, and he said, "Oh, I want you to come back. Are you able to come back?" And I came back, within 24 hours of working one day. So it was a very fast, relationship.
Did you know about his kind of pop music catalog and so forth? Were you not really familiar with him?
I mean, well, no, I did know he had his music because he had it up on his page, and I saw that he did tour, in 2017. I saw that he still was touring from, previous, a couple years before 2019. Mm-hmm. And I knew that he had his albums Aaron and, Aaron's Party and all of that. So from his childhood.
Right.
But I knew there was a gap, kind of a long gap after that.
Right.
After his childhood albums.
Okay, so you guys hit it off.
Yeah.
And you guys started dating.
Yes.
And, we spoke the other day. You told me the first 2 months were great.
Yes.
Okay, so what was going on the first 2 months?
So the first 2 months, I know he didn't have any friends calling him or anybody really coming to our house. It was just us getting to know each other. I didn't see too many red flags yet. And then basically we booked a trip to Amsterdam in February, late February, right after Valentine's Day. You know, our Valentine's Day was great. He took me out to dinner. You know, he was really sweet. He was saying the sweetest things online about me. You know, he said all the right things. You know, we still had occasional fights. I was getting to know him. He did tell me I needed to quit my job in order to be with him. He did, you know, and I did pay for mortgage a couple of times when I first met him.
Paid for his mortgage?
Yeah.
Why were you paying for his mortgage?
Well, he said he wanted me to invest in the house, like as we're like a team in the very beginning.
Okay.
I did that within the first month of knowing him.
But the house is in his name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So I did pay for that a couple months when I first met him. Then I quit my job and I said, if I'm going to be helping you pay for a mortgage, how am I going to quit my job? And we discussed a lot of those things. Then I moved into his home in early February. So after a month, I moved in. And I lived in a nice apartment in Newport Beach, one of those high rises. I brought all my stuff in, all my furniture, everything, and moved in.
Okay. How did your parents take it?
They met Aaron, I think, you know what, I'm actually not sure when they met him, but we definitely spoke over the phone. They said, oh, this is getting serious. You know, we haven't seen you in a while. As I was with him the whole time, they didn't see me, you know, as often as I was seeing them before because we live so close by. They were happy for me.
Okay. And then within 2.5 months of meeting him,
Yeah.
you got pregnant.
Yes.
Okay. And he didn't want you to be on birth control.
No, he did not.
Okay.
So he told me that I needed to get off birth control because he saw me taking it. And he said, why are you taking that? And I said, I've been on birth control. You know, it helps regulate my, you know, my cramps, everything, etc. for medical reasons. I took it too, you know. So I told him that and he said, oh, I don't want you to be on that. And he said, you need to get off of birth control. He says, I don't believe in that.
Okay. So you get off birth control and then you get pregnant.
Yes.
That was around February of 2020?
Yes, February. Yep.
Because then in March, he ends up getting a tattoo with your name over his eye.
Yes. And then I got a tattoo with his name on it too as well. We did a tattoo.
So now you're pregnant. You guys are tatting each other's names.
Yes.
Him on his face.
Yeah.
Which is a little more serious.
Yes.
Right? How'd you feel about the tattoo of your name on his face?
Well, I saw other rappers, I would say, doing the same thing, and I heard him say it a couple of times, I want to do it of your name. Will you do it on your face too? He even asked me to do it on my face. I said, no, I would never do that, you know? And he's like, I won't make you do that. And he's like, but you got to do my name too. So there comes.
There you go.
So.